undefeated. Pittsburgh took a 27-7 lead, targeting the likes of Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson, who had 2 touchdowns. But tough fight, and Big Ben threw 3 interceptions as the Titans had a chance to kick a field goal in the final seconds to tie, but missed it. And elsewhere, winter came early in Denver, but the snow and the Broncos were no match for the Chiefs. With Showtime Mahomes under pressure, the Chiefs leaned on defense and special teams, including a pick-6 by Daniel Sorensen and a 102-yard kickoff return touchdown by Byron Pringle. In all, KC scored 43 points. Mahomes was on the field for 12 of those. The Chiefs improved to 6-1 with their win in Denver, but they're still looking up at the Steelers for the early race, the best record in the AFC. Pittsburgh is the only remaining unbeaten team in the NFL after the win over the Titans, and they're going to head to Baltimore for a huge AFC North matchup with the 5-1 Ravens in Week 8. Booger. No, it's only week 7. We've got a long way to go. Now, you do not like to make predictions before Halloween.
Yes.
Just go out on a limb this time. Most complete team.
Pittsburgh. And I know people are going to be like, what about Mahomes? What about Lamar Jackson? Let's take a look at Pittsburgh offensively. They won yesterday, and the new star that we talked about, Chase Claypool, 1 catch, -2 yards. So they can do it offensively in a number of ways. Defensively, we know what that defense can do. Derrick Henry, see you later, buddy. They knocked Derrick Henry into whatever you want to call it, knocking out the run game. Special teams, Ray McLeod. Mike Tomlin talked about get him the football. You saw him with a couple big returns. So offensively, defensively, special teams, I think Pittsburgh is the best team. Now, that's not saying that Kansas City can't beat them, but do we really trust Kansas City's run defense in a real crunch time situations? Baltimore, do we trust Lamar if they're down 10, can Lamar bring them back? So the other teams are really good in the AFC. Kansas City's really good. Baltimore's really good. But do we trust pieces of those teams? I think Pittsburgh is the most complete team in the AFC right now.
Steve, most complete team?
Kansas City, no one's going to beat Kansas City unless Kansas City beats themselves. And that's already happened 6-1. The one game they got beat by the Raiders, they just played very poorly, 3 and out a bunch of times. Booger, I love the Steelers. I picked them as a Super Bowl winning team, but I don't believe in the end that Ben Roethlisberger can pick up all of those first downs that Patrick Mahomes under pressure. You saw that game last night with the 2 mobile quarterbacks. There's so many yards to get from a quarterback position that even 5 years ago wasn't the case. And to not have somebody that can go get those when it gets down to crunch time. I believe all of those stars that the Kansas City Chiefs roll out of that offensive huddle is going to make all the difference, and Mahomes is the difference because he can go get the yards from a quarterback perspective.
Well, right now, Pittsburgh is the last unbeaten team in all of football. And Kansas City has lost a game. If we look at Pittsburgh's schedule down the stretch, plays Baltimore twice.
Mm-hmm.
We get past that. They play Cincinnati twice and Cleveland once. The non-division games left on the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule, the Dallas Cowboys, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Washington football team, the Buffalo Bills, and the Indianapolis Colts.
What are you saying there?
What I'm saying is it sets up for them to be in a position to be the number 1 seed. And if they're the number 1 seed, they are the only team in a new playoff format that gets a first-round bye. And if they don't get a first-round bye, they'll be a seed that's right on up there. Baltimore's got to go catch them starting this week, where Baltimore gets its first chance to play Pittsburgh in Baltimore this weekend.
Randy, let's say it's time for the AFC Championship game. It's tomorrow. It's the Steelers against the Chiefs. Who are you taking?
Well, just off the Steelers' performance, I have to go with Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason why is because of the front four and the havoc that they're able to cause. They're able to get after the quarterback. They're able to get back to the run game with 4 defensive linemen. So I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boogie, you made a great point. They're hitting on all 3 cylinders. Yep. Special teams is what really people don't really put their finger on it because it's not really a big factor in the game. But when you have a team hitting on all 3 cylinders, after the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers because of their special teams.
Hey, what did you tell me about who was going to replace Devin Bush last week?
Spillane.
Oh, Spillane.
Spillane played.
Did you see that?
Spillane played.
Hold on. Excuse me, Adam. Hey, Mr. Booger McFarland, you owe Mr. Spillane an apology.
Yes, we didn't think Robert Spillane could do it, but hey, put me on a single here.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Robert Spillane, hey, I'm going to apologize to you. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers will miss some forms or fashion of Devin Bush's game, but my man, what a lick in the hole on Derrick Henry yesterday. My goodness. I mean, that was outstanding.
All right, then. Spillane Keep doing your thing, man. It's a fan over here.
Randy, you were on that.
All right.
All right, so we're talking about down the road, and we've mentioned that the Steelers have the Ravens next. You know who the Chiefs have next? It's homecoming. The Jets are coming to town.
Oh,
Jets
wow.
from
So he said homecoming.
Well, hold on. She didn't say the resurgent Jets with Sam Darnold.
I mean, they were in 7. What
did they win?
They played well yesterday.
Okay, that's what we're going for now.
The
Okay.
resurgent
That's
Jets.
what we're going for.
All right,
The resurgent Jets.
So we also went ahead, a major headline coming off of Sunday. I mean, we know that the Cowboys are devastated by injury. It just keeps on getting worse. So what's the latest on Andy Dalton?
He is in concussion protocol. This is the first concussion that he's had. He did not go through practice today. He was in the building. He'll have to pass through that concussion protocol this weekend, or he will be unable to play Dallas's next game. And that obviously would set up a situation where they would have to go to their third string quarterback at this point in time. But right now, Andy Dalton is in the concussion protocol, and we'll see whether or not he can make it out of there in time.
All right, later, Adam, we're going to talk about the Cowboys and that hit and what's going on. But get to your next story. Good news for the Panthers here.
Christian McCaffrey back at practice today. And keep in mind, the Panthers are on a short week this week. Thursday night, Matt Rule said it's a possibility that he plays. Now, if they don't play him this week, get him 10 more days to rest up for the next game. But Thursday night is not out of the question for a man who's coming off a high ankle sprain. Would be a big boost for Carolina to get him back against Atlanta. And as for Kenyon Drake, basically tore a ligament in his ankle. He's going to miss at least a few weeks here. Was told that they're treating it like a high ankle sprain at this point in time, which means he'll be sidelined. He knew yesterday when he went down. He heard a pop in his ankle, and he got the news today, and Chase Edmonds will step in and become the featured back now in Arizona. And Chris Carson, of course, suffered a mild foot sprain that looks like it could sideline him. Pete Carroll said that as well.
So much to get to on Monday Night Countdown. Arizona earned a statement win against Seattle on Sunday night. Our guys discuss if Kyler and the Cards are contenders in the NFC West. Plus, the Patriots suffered their worst home loss under Bill Belichick's tenure on Sunday against San Francisco. Is Tom Brady winning this breakup in Tampa Bay? And there are many ways to characterize the two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Take a listen at how these greats define
I think he's
Donald.
relentless.
It's scary.
Obviously, you can go with 2 words, the best.
Donald now calls this $5 billion beauty SoFi Stadium home. Can't wait to show it off under the blinding lights of Monday Night Football.